What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Bad Dadvice podcast. This episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Bierstick. Bierstick, spice up any party, any gathering, any drinking by yourself. Spices up every aspect of your life. Bierstick, guzzle down anywhere from, we talked about this last week, 1 ounce, I guess, to 24 ounces of your favorite adult beverage in world record pace. Not world record pace. Maybe. But, you know, the other thing I was thinking about on the way here, and then, I don't know, I didn't do it. I want to see, like, is the Bierstick is the most fun way to consume alcohol quickly and beer quickly specifically. Is it the fastest, though? Like, I think that I'm chugging a 12-ounce red Solo cup faster than a Bierstick, and that's strictly just like gravity versus pressure.
Means you don't want it enough.
I watched a video of McAfee chugging a beer out of a red Solo cup the other day, and he would whoop your ass out of that Bierstick.
He seems like a pretty good.
It was
beer
insane.
He seems like
he do be drinking.
With.
Yeah, dude.
It's a good question. I think that drinking out of a Solo cup, there's a lot more like mental willpower that you need to do that. This requires very little mental willpower.
Only certain people can chug out of a Solo cup or a shotgun or you have to have that like a strong chug.
Here's the thing. Out of a cup, I think it's purely drinking skill. I think that the Bierstick just kind of takes that skill away. You're just utilizing the forces and the force itself, Yoda.
You sound like Kamala Harris.
That was. Did you just have a Star Wars reference that we're using the force?
Like using the force
is a beer
to
stick
just
like a
gullet that whole thing.
Like a Bierstick is a frat guy lightsaber? Is that what you're saying?
Kinda.
It's really
that should be their logo.
That's pretty cool. But it's really the spectacle of the Bierstick.
What's the least? If you said if this is the best way to drink a beer, what's the least good way?
I'll tell you what it is.
I have one in my mind.
I think it's a regular shotgun, because why would you do a regular shotgun when you could do a beer bro?
Okay, are you gonna go right into this ad?
Yeah, I'm gonna go right into this.
You think a regular shotgun is the worst?
By the way, the correct answer is a shoey. But okay,
yeah,
all right, that's fair.
I was gonna say a boof in it. That would probably be the worst way to do it.
What's a boof?
Through the booty, drinking off the booty. like.
So
like beer running down
while these two gentlemen prepare themselves to drink these, maybe we should give a little insight into what it is that this podcast is all about.
Sure, you guys do that while we do this.
We are 4 new dads with new children, and
Time's up.
Nice.
So that is the time it takes to do a Bierstick. Now we will attempt to do a.
Well, I can't do the same camera because we're on separate couches.
That's okay. We have a full screenshot.
This is my redemption song, because if you have not watched the last episode, you can see how this can go real wrong. I beat booped into another atmosphere. So this is I did a Coors Light big twisty can.
That thing looks like it's on there tight. That thing looks like it's
this
heat
is on
sealed.
there tight. And I'm not gonna side slam this. I'm gonna missionary this thing into submission.
I think we need full focus on this, right?
Get it.
Full focus.
Don't beep boop this.
No beep boop. Well done.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that hurt.
Brain freeze. Brain freeze. Brain freeze. Brain freeze.
Woo!
Beep boop.
There
Beep
we go.
Boop. Oh, God.
4 new dads that get together. We are sponsored by beer. This is not a fake sponsorship that we convinced our wives. This is a real sponsorship. We get together once a week, film a podcast, hang out, share stories, give advice, dadvice, and almost always it's bad. And we now have contractually obligated beers that we consume. If you are a sponsor of a consumable product, preferably potato salad, potato chips,
oh yeah, we need them
fried
ribs.
potatoes.
We need some of them ribs back.
Some ribs. Anybody that has a consumable product, we are your podcast to advertise with.
Yeah, the ribs they're talking about is let me see if I still got this on here. No,
we're just giving these guys free advertising.
It's at the bottom.
At the bottom. Oh yeah. What You Smoking? They were the best ribs that I've ever had. They're out of Jacksonville. He already said that they'll be back.
Oh baby.
So we're
good.
gonna get more meats.
Oh
Dude,
baby.
I'm not even kidding. I'm
we
like
get-
considering using them to cater an event. Like
Yeah,
I always
those are
do.
Killer.
Like I have like Christmas and I have my family come to my house on Christmas and stuff, and usually we just go get like Chinese food. I might call up. I might call up What You Smoking and get a little smorgasbord of.
You
Yeah.
do Chinese
Barbecue.
food for Christmas?
I will tell you.
Yeah,
I will
because
tell
I
you.
don't
I will
wanna-
tell you.
Nothing else is
cooking clean.
open.
Hold on. Can one person at a time please speak?
I don't want to cook and clean. The first year I had Christmas at my house, we did this whole dinner, and like it really ended up like Janie doing it all because I was like
Drunk.
I was like playing games and drinking and stuff.
No, you made the M&M casserole.
No, that's Thanksgiving. So this past year I was like, let's just make Chinese food. It's less to clean up. Like it was really easy and really good.
You make Chinese food or you order Chinese food?
No, I go to the Chinese restaurant because they're at home celebrating Christmas. I go in the back, they have all the ingredients there. I just whip it up myself real quick.
Is it Walkhouse?
Walkhouse, yeah.
Walkhouse.
I'm gonna say this right
Walk
now.
House is fire.
If you go to What You Smoking and you want Chinese food, you're gonna be very disappointed.
Yeah.
No, I could do barbecue. It was really good. So I would
good,
I want to get
them
some
to
of their
cater.
brisket.
dude.
I feel like
Their stuff is Tiff works with one of the guys' wives, and there's
You
no-
are like burping.
yeah. There was a very large beer that I beer
beer's
brewed,
beep boop.
and it's beep booping back up my throat. It might beep boop onto the floor here in a minute.
Gross.
But so I've actually had all this stuff like at a event for them previously, and that was like freshly made, and we had it. It was 2 days,
2 days.
old, and then we
Yeah.
reheated it, and then ate it an hour later,
and
and,
then
it
ate
was
it cold.
still.
We reheated
and
it.
then-
And ate it cold.
It was incredible, like fresh.
Good.
It is unreal.
Yeah.
It is so. It is. They do competitions. It is competition quality. They're not even sponsoring us. This is just free
Yeah.
sponsorship. Like
Where do they place in the competitions?
I'd be shocked if it wasn't first. I honestly don't have that
There's some
information.
good
If you ever
barbecuers
go,
out there, bro.
I will say what's crazy is if you go to these like barbecue competitions, and I just keep referencing the one that's in St. Augustine every year because that's just where I was
Florida, Georgia.
where I was born. Do they have a
Yeah.
barbecue contest? Well, they do this like rhythm and ribs thing down in St. Augustine every year, and I go to it all the time. And like they have these like big ass setups, and they got all these signs of like first place. Like it's like everybody's been first place somewhere,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna take over real quick. So what Trey didn't have time to tell you because Abs slammed that beer stick so quickly. We're for
Wait,
X.
time out. He did say this.
Did he say it?
I did.
Oh, all right, perfect. So
Do
you
you-
guys know what we're about, and
What
so
the fuck?
usually what we do at this
Wait,
this
before
time-
you do that, before we get into how we start every episode, I do want to add some things from the last episode. So if you haven't heard last week's episode, make sure you go check that out. I have two things I want to add today. Number one,
Here we go.
Cardwell, did you pass that Zin that you swallowed?
I didn't look.
You didn't look for it.
No.
Okay.
I didn't want to
All
look.
right. Just wondering. Number two, I did think about another gadget that I have.
God.
And this is a really good one. It is an electric wine chiller.
But it's not just for wine.
Who
It
got
does-
you that?
I
It
put a
does-
soda can in that.
It does chill soda cans, beers, like up to wine, everything, champagne. I've used it all. Again, I didn't purchase it. It was a wedding gift
Who purchased it?
from Cardwell.
Yeah, I saw that when I went through the registry and I saw it. I was like, if I was gonna get anything on this registry, it's gonna be this because this looks awesome.
Do you have one now too?
No,
Oh, you didn't have
no,
one?
because I'm not stupid.
I didn't. But you're the stupid idiot who bought it.
You're the one that put it on your registry.
I don't know if it was me or Janie. I don't even drink wine. Why would I put it on my registry?
Are you really chilling cool Coke cans?
I don't think I've ever done it on a soda.
Yeah, we have.
Maybe-
I've done it at your house.
Just to try it.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
see if it
just
would work.
probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, this thing, you can literally take a piss warm beer, whatever, and throw it in that thing, and
Yeah, in like
it
2
chills
minutes.
it in.
Ice cold.
You know what
A
else does?
couple
You know what
minutes.
else does that? Ice.
You wanna
No,
pour your beer over ice.
Yeah, pour it over ice.
Here, I'll have a glass of beer with ice.
Yeah.
A beer on the rocks.
You get some whiskey stones.
Put it in chilled mug.
hell is even that?
How am I gonna chug a beer if it has whiskey stones in it?
I didn't know the temperature mattered that much when you're chugging a beer in 2 seconds.
Chugging a hot beer sucks.
Yeah, you're the king of gadgets. Go listen to the last episode. Last episode was an absolute roller coaster.
That was
so
fun.
that was a good episode.
We had our ups, we had our downs.
That was fun.
That was good stuff.
Okay, so now we can get into how we typically start every episode, which is
Anybody got any updates?
Yeah, I've got an update.
Oh boy, do I have an update for you.
Somebody give me a mother flippin' update.
All right, I think we need to just take a pause.
updates.
Hold on.
Sorry, I didn't get to finish my
we,
sentence.
We need to pause and regroup. So some people probably listen, they're going, why did they edit the episode this way? There's no editing. We do this podcast live so that it's the most convenient, easiest possible way to produce an episode of a podcast. So we are live. One take every time. One take. Everybody knows the rules. So we switch between
That was a
camera
good
angles.
one.
We switch between camera angles. We play sounds. We play intros. We play video clips. So if you want to see all that stuff, go look at YouTube. But the audio and the video is a one-take wonder.
Yeah.
So when there are flubs, it is just natural flubs of how we talk.
You also got to think these are also people that are drinking beers. Well, two of us are drinking beers.
That's
right. Two
I've
of the
had
four of
one.
us are
Yeah.
drinking beer. Guess in the comments
One
who
of-
those two people are.
One of the guys that is talking the most is drinking beers, and one of the guys that's controlling all of the sounds is drinking the beers.
Literally everything. Also, the reason we're a little off is we just tested our live stream setup so that we can live stream Twitch video games.
And we got a listener.
We actually had somebody tune in. It was phenomenal. We only did it for 10, 15 minutes. We got somebody to pop in, say hey, and we're gonna do more of that for NCAA 25 because the podcast over the last year has become a phenomenal rationale justification for hanging out once a week, and I'm hoping that Twitch streaming can maybe bump that up to 1.5 times a week, maybe 2 times a week. Maybe we meet together on weekends.
I was told the other day that after I get the girls down, Emily doesn't care if I verbatim. I don't care if you go to the bars.
Whoa!
Yeah, dude.
Yo.
So tonight when I was leaving, I was like, "Hey, don't forget I'm going to the bars tonight."
I love that all
my
three
God,
of
I'll
us.
go to the bars
I
with
love
you.
that all three of us, and we're talking all at the same time. We're just like game changer.
Oh my
Whoa.
god. I don't think I haven't been to the bars in a long
I don't think I've
time.
been to a bar in a while.
Did you by chance mishear her and she said, "I don't care if you go to the titty bars"?
That would be considered a bar in my
Right.
opinion.
Whoa!
Your mic is hot.
Yeah, your
You
mic's a
gotta-
little.
No,
gotta
I'm
be
just
careful.
hot.
Gotta
I'm
be
just
careful.
hot.
Your mic's hot and mine's a little low now.
I'm just hot.
I think she said if you stay out too late, you're going to be behind bars. I think is what she said.
Maybe,
Yeah,
probably
maybe
closer to those lines. But
All right.
selective hearing.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into these updates. Anybody got anything?
Yeah, you.
Since I was the end of the episode last time.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so I will say we've really gotten into an awkward stage of bath time. He's at that awkward stage where he can sit up, he can control his neck, all that stuff, but he's not there enough to sit upright and like play and have bath time and stuff like that. So you know how like the baths, like we have the 4-in-1 bath. I don't know if you guys know, like if all the baths have these, but they've got like inserts where it's like newborn, they're upright and they're literally just like laying there, kind of just like chill, and then it's got like a flap where you can put their legs through at like 6 months.
Oh yeah, I have that one.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
So he's in this awkward stage where he doesn't really fit in any of them. He if you put him in the lower one, he's kind of like too far in the water and he kind of squirms his way down. If you put him high, he's squirming around and his head gets close to the water. So bath time used to be kind of chill and cool and he would just watch the thing, and now he's just like arching his back and doing all the things and squirming and doing all the weird shit. So bath time is kind of hectic right now. That's the big one. The other thing, not baby related. I had the best golf round of my life the other day
Who'd you play with?
I saw your front nine score.
with nobody.
Interesting.
Oh.
Of course, I knew it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Let's dissect.
As he sends us all a screenshot of like a ball doing a loop-de-loop.
Yeah, the ball's on a roller coaster.
That shot track on you.
No, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen happen.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, but
Sure
Did you have a 6 handicap when you were vice president?
yeah.
How many
Nice.
ghost
Nice.
balls did you play with?
No, I only lost 2 balls the entire round. But no. How
many balls did you find?
Yeah. I knew this was what was going to happen. But I shot an 81. I was a kitty whisker away from breaking 80. But
What does that mean?
A kitty whisker.
A kitty whisker. You know what I'm talking about? Oh,
Yeah.
a kitty whisker?
Like very
Well,
short? Very
well,
close?
Yeah, kitty whisker.
Well, I'm not going to say it on the air but it's kitty whisker. You know what I'm talking about?
We'll talk about it later, I guess.
Anyways.
We've never heard of that.
So it wasn't all good because I do hit the ball quite hard and I do have a pretty strong swing. So my 7-iron broke.
You sound like Trump right now. I know
Yeah.
this is very good. This episode is.
I
think
have
I'm 3
the
for
best
3. I
swings.
think I'm 3 for 3 on political references right now. But like,
Yeah, I have the best swings. I swing the hardest of all the people. Everybody will tell you I swing the hardest. So
That's
my
the biggest
7
lie of the night. You shot an 81.
Sorry for cussing.
Anyways, so my 7-iron broke, so I actually went today to go and get a new set of irons, and I
A whole
bought
set?
a whole new set.
Breaks
You
one
lost one
club.
club.
Well, no, because I've previously broken my 4 and 5 iron also.
yeah.
It was just now I go from a 3-wood to a 6 to an 8, so it's a little awkward. So it was time.
Cardwell shows up with 4 clubs in his bag.
Yeah. So I'm the proud new owner on August 19th of Titleist 150s, 3
I don't know what that
through
means.
9.
I don't know.
It's the new Titleist. They're pretty nice. They're the best clubs. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
That's
Are
awesome.
Are they blades?
No,
Okay, good. You don't need those.
I don't need those.
Yeah, that's. I need a new.
Scotty
I need a new
Scheffler
set of
over here.
irons. I've been putting off getting a new set of irons because I'm the same way. I'm like 9-8, skip a 7, go to 6, skip a 5, skip a 4. I got a 3-wood. Broke my driver, no driver. My bad.
Ab's the only person on a golf course I've ever seen hits every club the same distance.
What do you?
What
dude,
do I? What?
So high. Dude, my 4-iron goes as high as a pitching wedge. Like,
I'll tell
they
you
all
what.
go the same
I'll
way.
tell you what
It's
though,
crazy.
Abs, you are deadly from 100 yards.
150 in. I'm electric.
You gonna call me out saying, "What do I need golf clubs
What do
for?"
you need new golf clubs for? You haven't played golf in 4 years.
That's why I don't have new golf clubs.
Right. So what do you need them for?
That's why I don't have them. What are you
I'm
talking about?
channeling my inner Caleb Hammer.
What do you mean? I'm saying I
need
don't.
that.
I'm saying I don't have.
Taquitos.
Time out. I'm saying I didn't get new clubs, right? Because I don't play enough.
I know.
But I need them because I'm missing multiple irons.
So if he does go play, he does not have a complete
Right.
set.
Oh, but I don't see you ever playing golf ever again.
Like, oh, never again?
Wait, wait, wait.
I played within the last 30 days.
No, wait.
You
wait,
did?
Yeah, with my parents. Yeah, like I don't play with you every time I play golf.
Wait a second. So we went
Wait,
to.
what are you
wait,
It's way
no,
more
no.
fun on the golf course than your parents.
Hold on. We went to a bachelor party, and this is the guy that brought a 1 in 15 club.
Oh, that fucking.
That
that was my bachelor party.
the Divnik.
The Divnik.
The Divnik. He makes the Divnik, right? Divnik. I don't know. All I know is Divnik. Look it up on the internet. He makes the world's longest driver. It's like 10 feet long. He makes the telescopic all-in-one iron that you can use to drive through putt everything you need.
It comes with a fanny pack.
Comes in a fanny pack. I've actually packed the fanny pack and like taken it in my suitcase and played golf like in another place, like flown to a place and played golf with it. If you don't lock it out perfectly, it's not great because the head moves. But you got to lock. If you lock it out perfectly, it will work. He also has the patent on those. You know those when you go to like a museum or like some place, it has a funnel where you put a quarter in it and then it goes around the funnel. For
Shut
like
up.
He has the patent on that.
Wow.
That's Divnik. So if you want to keep talking shit about Mr. Divnik, be my guest.
It
But
was-
if you've ever put a quarter in one of those spinny things, it's the greatest
Wait
thing
a
on
second.
earth.
I literally. So it's been super hot, in Florida, and we took Landon to Mosh, the Museum of Science and History, and we got a membership. And last time we went there, I put a quarter in that thing.
See?
Wow.
Shout out Mosh.
Divnik gets a
They're good.
share. Divnik gets a share.
We went to Mosh, and they did an animal show, and some little girl was eating like right before they brought out a possum, and the guy that was doing the show was like, "I'm filling in for the guy. Like it's I'm the guy that normally does the show's gone, but I pretty much know all the animals." Takes this possum out, and it's like, "Is the possum safe?" And it's like, "Yeah, this possum has never bit anybody ever." The first person he goes to is this little girl who was eating like some candy like 2 minutes earlier, and that thing bites that girl right on the arm.
Oh my god.
And he's like, I don't know what happened. We're like, oh, the girl she was eating Cheerios, so the possum was hungry, and that's what happened. I was like, oh my gosh. So the Mosh, it's great, but be careful with the possums.
I prefer the places where the animals are behind bars and can't really get to you.
Oh, so you like animal cruelty? Okay.
The zoo.
Great.
Got it.
Jacksonville Zoo does not treat animals cruel.
Oh, you're talking
Neither
about
does
the zoo.
SeaWorld. Fuck whoever made that Blackfin documentary. SeaWorld is the best
Sorry
theme
for
park.
cussing.
I honestly don't know if
SeaWorld is the best theme park in the state of Florida. Boom.
I mean,
Hot take.
that's a hot take.
Sure.
That's
That's
a
the
hot
truth.
take.
It's got more roller coasters than Disney or Universal. It's got everything you need.
It's also cheap.
Doesn't have
And
butterbeer.
It's cheap. Yo, well, you know what? Harry
have-
Potter
they
World
have
doesn't have a
beer.
frickin' they got real beer. And Harry Potter World doesn't have Shamu. They don't
Neither
really
does SeaWorld.
SeaWorld
I
don't
don't
have
think
Shamu. Shamu's gone. But dude, I love like animal shows and stuff like that. Like the fact that they make those animals do the things that they can do, like you just like do a little signal and the whale goes and does a triple backflip or something like that. That junk's crazy, man.
I just like when they bring out the mimes before the show.
One of the mimes got fired.
What?
Yeah, it was like a whole thing. I'm on like a SeaWorld like Facebook page, and it was like the mime, like he used to always ride his bike to his changing room, and there was like a security guard that was like, "Hey, can't ride your bike." 'Cause he's like in the park. He's like, "Can't ride your bike in here." He's like, maybe
Did he say something?
I wonder if he said something.
That's why he got fired.
But then it came, and now that I'm thinking about
He
it,
didn't say anything.
Wait, was he riding an imaginary bike or a
no,
real
he's
bike?
riding a real bicycle.
Is that a bike you're riding?
And so
Is that a fake bike you're
and
riding?
so maybe you're only a mime when you're in
Get off
costume.
that
I don't know.
bike.
Wait. But then apparently it was like that the mime like cussed out this security guard and all this stuff, and the security guard went to HR, and HR like didn't even hear out both sides of the story and like
Just canned him.
fired the mime.
Did he cuss him out or did he flick him off?
I don't know. The more I think about this, I'm like,
Yeah, like if I was the mime, I would have gone in and like,
if I was in HR, I'd be like, come on, a mime.
My mime just goes like, my mime goes like,
a mime cussed you out. Come on.
Right, you got cussed out by a mime.
come on, dude.
That guy hasn't talked in 30 years. You think I'm gonna believe
Let
that?
me guess. Did a monk come over and punch you in the face also?
Come on.
Okay. Let's be real here.
Oh, let me guess. He probably got trapped in a box. Do it, buddy. Come on, dude.
Yeah, dude. Get over yourself. Get over yourself.
All right. Oh, that's not funny.
Oh, you want to talk about your...
Does anybody have any updates?
Yeah, you want to talk about your kids or anything? Or just keep talking and see what...
I don't really have any kid updates this week. I do have a couple updates. Number one, Debt Free 2024 is moving forward, and it's moving great. Everything's going awesome.
Let's go.
I just paid off my student loans.
Let's go.
So cleared another account, got it down to 0. I've only got one thing left, and it's the truck. And I thought it was going to be August. I think now that I'm like looking back, crunching numbers and stuff, it's probably going to be like maybe like October or November.
After buying a cruise.
That cruise was awesome.
Did you fit that? Did you fit another cruise in? Or you fit
No,
in
I
that?
haven't. I'm not going to. Well,
Good for you.
I don't know. I might change my mind. I'm not going to today. At this very moment, I'm not going to. I'm going to wait till it's all gone. But yeah, we'll see. So just got the truck to pay off. But the lady, when I called, because I didn't do it online, because I got confused about how to do it online, and I called, and the lady I spoke to, man, she fired me up. She was so excited that for me, paying off my student loans. And I was like, yeah, I want to pay off my balance. Or no, I was speaking to like an automated thing. And I was like, I want to pay off my balance, blah, blah, blah. And it was like so confusing. And I kept going like, representative. And they're like, no, I can help you. You don't need to talk to a person. I can help you. I'm like, no, please just let me talk to a person. So I finally get to a person. The lady goes, hey, I see here, because like I said, like make a payment or something like that. She's like, I see here you're trying to make a payment, but like you have auto pay. So like I'm a little confused. I was like, no, I want to pay it all off. She's like, that is incredible. She was like, that is amazing. Like she was so happy, and
That's awesome.
I was fired up, and she was like, in like 20 days they'll close your account and they'll send you a little thing in the mail that that your account's been cleared and everything like that. She goes, you're probably gonna want to frame that and hang that up in your hallway. You walk by that every single day. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Does it feel like a weight lifted off?
I don't know. I mean, it does. Like, it's cool that it's gone. But again, I think all these things. I had a lot of debts. What was that sound?
That was my bad. I moved the chair.
Oh, I thought it was a fart. I was like, ooh, it's farting.
Cool story.
So it's cool to have like all these accounts like zeroed out, right? And I have like a little piece of paper up in my room where I'm like every month redoing it, like what's every account at. And there's a lot of zeros on there now, and it's really cool. But I haven't really seen it like in my money, right? I haven't seen it like, because all these things I'm paying off are only like, even like my student loan is only like $90 a month that I'm paying. And and now I haven't had a month where I haven't paid my student loan yet.
Well, the day that like you have the least amount of money is the day that like you finish paying it off, right? If you're putting so much more. So this would be the worst day in terms of just having money.
Yeah, I guess. And so, but it's it feels good to, be this far in the year, right? We're in mid-July right now, and this is definitely the longest I've ever held a New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Like that was like January 1.
Love that.
Was when we talked about this. And so it feels really good to have kept up with it and been doing it. The other New Year's resolution I had was the weight loss and get healthier. The weight loss was good, has been good. I started Insanity 5 weeks. Friday will be 5 weeks ago. I haven't missed a day. I haven't missed a workout. I haven't lost any weight though either.
For the viewers who don't really know what Insanity is, it's hard to get an understanding for how hard it is to gain weight while you do Insanity. I mean, that's a challenge, but just
this is how.
Yeah, if you want to give a rundown of, I think you texted us the menu for what you had eaten up until I believe it was like 11 a.m. or something.
For people listening, like to put it in perspective, like how hard it is to gain weight while doing Insanity. When I did it, I was at 270 pounds. I lost 50 pounds, and I was crushing an entire pizza every day.
How old were you?
And boozing it up.
How old were you?
25.
Yeah.
We're
not 25
That might have something to do with it too. But I will say it's like...
So you texted your menu the other day.
Yeah, I don't remember what
it was like brownies.
Oh, that was a bad day. So that day I had eaten... Let's see.
The problem is he loses it all week.
I don't even remember.
Let's start jogging your memory.
But in the span of the day,
brownies.
It was like I ate like 4 brownies, like 5 homemade Rice Krispie treats, like 2 bags of chips, like 5 slices of pizza. Like it was a bad day. It was a bad day.
And then what'd you have for lunch?
Nice. But and I was thinking about it more today, dude. I should be like, the amount of work, physical activity I'm doing and stuff, dude, I should be shredding weight. Now, I think, maybe you guys in the comments can let me know if you're seeing the physical changes, because I do see some physical changes. When I look at myself in the mirror and stuff, like I do see some physical changes. I still have like bad angles and stuff. When I see some picture, I'm like, oh, that's kind of gross. But I do take like a picture every week, and I can see kind of the differences. It's not huge differences, but you can see it. And I'm definitely stronger. Like I did the other day at your house, I did 30 consecutive push-ups. 5 weeks ago, I don't think I could do 10.
You might have had 10 more in you, maybe.
Yeah, I was pretty tired after 30. But 5 weeks ago, there's no way I could have even done like 10 in a row without
Yeah,
like.
you definitely had at least another 5.
The goal, like you've shifted. Like I think your New Year's resolution was to lose weight, but this insanity goal was to just do insanity.
Right. It's yeah.
And you're
it's-
in 5 weeks is impressive.
Yeah. Month 2, I start month 2 next week, and it's that's when like the really hard.
You're also wearing a pretty sweet sweater over there.
Oh, we can talk about the sweater too, real quick. I wore this sweater. Let me start off by this. For those of you that aren't watching the video, all of our audio listeners, I'm wearing this is like a splatter paint, polka dot, rainbow kind of looking retro Pac Man sweater. Okay, and on the back of it, it has a like old 80s, like vintage, like Pac Man machine like you'd find in an arcade. This sweater is not mine. It does not belong to me. It belongs to my wife, Janie. She received it as a gift. I'm not going to say who the gift was from. I don't want to
Dude, Jaime, what are you thinking?
It was not from anybody in this room. I don't want to ruffle any feathers by saying who this was from. Okay? But Janie received this as a gift.
I think it was his aunt.
As a birthday gift. This was a birthday present.
It was Aunt Jean.
Nope.
Come on, dude. Just
Tumblr
admit
Janie.
it. Tumblr Genie.
This was a birthday present to Janie. Everybody in this room knows Janie. Would anybody in this room look at this sweater and say, you know what? That looks like something Janie.
Is it what is it? Is it a men's 2X? What is it?
It's a large.
That's
It
a large?
fits you.
Insanity's kicking ass, people.
Wow,
This is a ladies large? And I have a little girlish figure now, too. Look at me go. No, but would anybody think that this jacket, this sweater, I go like, oh, yeah, Janie's got to have that. That's, you want to get Janie's 30th birthday? She fucking needs this.
As much as I love to like call people out on doing dumb stuff, I kind of have to have a little bit of a defense for the person who purchased it. If most females would agree that an oversized sweater is the best kind of sweater.
Yeah.
That if you're lounging around in a sweater, you don't want a sweater that fits. You want a sweater that is way too large. So this company may make sweaters that are oversized on purpose.
No. It's not the size of it that's the issue. It's the design. I don't know if Janie's ever played Pac Man in her whole entire life.
Does she know what Pac Man is?
What would isn't that what Pac Man sounds like?
Yeah. Wait, you think that that's too cool for Janie to wear?
Somebody.
Wow, you're calling your wife a lame ass?
No.
You think she's lame?
No.
Wow.
No.
Dude, that's a stylish sweater.
No. I'm saying somebody in my family
Oh, okay. Your family.
purchased this sweater for Janie. Janie and I have been together
Dude, why would your sister get that?
for 10 years. Janie and I have been together for 10 years. In the 10 years we've been together, I've never, ever, ever heard her talk about, reminisce, anything about Pac Man. Yet somebody in my family said, you know what? Janie needs to have this sweater. It almost came with matching sweatpants.
Did you tell?
When Janie opened...
That would have made it even better.
If it had matching sweatpants, I'm sweating my ass off in here today, by the way. I got the blankie on.
I didn't turn the air
Oh,
down.
I thought it wasn't cold.
it's
I didn't turn the air down.
hot up here today. I'm sweating my ass off. This is like almost as hot as when I wore the hot dog suit that day. It's almost came with matching sweatpants. But anyway.
So your mom decided to buy this.
We're not
for
doing
Janie.
it. We're not doing it. I'm not telling you who bought it. Okay. But people who listen to the who knows when the next family get together, I mean, there might be some shit because everybody knows who got
So
this
your
for
brother's really into Pac Man,
So anyway,
and he just decided.
Dude,
So
your dad just wanted to give her a nice gift.
this
It was his dad.
it wasn't my dad.
Wrap it
It
up.
wasn't my dad.
Wrap
So
it up.
this most of the time when people get a gift, I'm like, oh, so thoughtful. This was the first time I've ever watched somebody like Janie open a gift from my family, and like didn't even hold back and said like, why the fuck would you get that for her?
what? I don't understand what is so wrong with it. It's
It has
stylish.
Shh.
Like like the brand
Yeah, but
Supreme.
you like Pac-Man, so like
No, I
this was-
don't. Have you ever? No, I don't. I don't like Pac Man. I wasn't born in the '80s. I don't play Pac Man.
You like
I'm not
Pac-Man.
a Pac Man fan.
You like Pac-Man. But anyway,
No, I eat like Pac Man.
But
Right.
Oh, me too.
But what?
anyway,
I mean, but like, it looks cool.
I'm gonna find out within the next week or so if people in my family listen to my podcast, because there might be some awkward dinners.
Well, whoever got it, I applaud you. Get me one because I think it's cool.
you can have this one.
Like
I
it's like
actually
it's
kinda
like it's like streetwear.
right.
Like this is
Right.
but this is popular.
We like it. I like it.
It's stylish.
I think it's cool. I think it looks cool. It's
So
something.
you're
I would
saying that
wear.
Janie's not stylish?
I'm
Like
saying
she's got
that-
no street cred.
I'm saying that I just don't look at this jacket and go, "Yeah, that's something Janie would really."
What would
like
Janie
to
wear?
have." What would Janie wear?
Like a
Mrs. Pac Man.
What would she wear? Like a off-white cardigan?
She'd love that. Yeah, she'd really
Some real practical.
yoga pants.
Trey, do you
Yeah.
have any updates?
So
What's up with
plain-
you?
I mean, you've already eaten in all our time. I don't have any time. I can't give any updates. I don't have any time. We talk about Pac Man the whole time.
Cardwell paid the $7. We
We gotta cut this
do
thing
more.
short. We got free trials working on. No, I don't really have anything major. I think everything has been kind of pretty normal. I think Ivy's just learning a lot of new words. He can say eggs now. Like you can get him to say eggs, and in animals kind of tough. It's aminal, a little bit of aminal action. But yeah, he's just got a lot of. He's picking up on so much stuff, and it's like hard for me to even realize how much is retained in his brain. But if you ask him a question and he knows the answer, like he'll rattle it right off now. So that's what's really going on with him. Sleep wise, it's hit or miss. It's kind of like he's starting to get in that like terrible two maybe kind of time where he just wants to throw a temper tantrum, and the only thing he wants to say is no, no, no. But all things considered, I mean, the kid's a great kid. Kid just
You know what I noticed? We had my daughters watching Miss Rachel today, and one of the
yeah.
first words that she starts to teach him is no.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, teach
Yeah,
him anything else.
You learn no way before you learn yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
That's why I try to get him to say yes, and he does yes.
Yo, the other thing I wanted to say before we talked about updates, I'll be real quick. Last episode, we talked about the Snoop Dogg nursery rhymes.
How dope is it?
Oh,
Dude, it's freaking
it's
cool.
called Doggy Land.
Yeah.
It is awesome. It's got.
I told you.
It's got affirmation songs.
Yeah,
it's got
bro.
songs about don't be a bully. It's got the ABC. Oh man, it's dope. If you haven't checked that out, Doggy Land.
It's way
on
cool.
YouTube.
Yeah, Ivy loves dancing. He dances at school. Like they were like had them all dancing, like holding hands, dancing in a circle. And just tonight we were listening to "Turn Down for What," and he was just jamming out and dancing.
Oh wow.
Give him a little Snoop Dogg Doggy Land.
Yeah, I think we
He'll
gotta
friggin' love it.
Get into Doggy
Yeah,
Land.
Doggy Land's dope.
Yeah, it's cool.
What you got, Robo?
So the girls are almost crawling. We're doing a lot of like crawling practice and stuff because they are a little bit like delayed with getting up on all fours and crawling and stuff like that. But every doctor we've gone to and pediatrician, it's like, hey, it's multiples. Like it's tough to get teach both of them to crawl. Like we don't have enough time in the day to sit there and try and teach both of them. Plus, I work all day. Emily works all day. But they are getting very, very close. Like they're definitely showing signs of like wanting to crawl forward. Right now, they just kind of scoot around, and a lot of it's like scooting backwards. And Blake has figured out how to, if she wants a toy that's over there, she'll just roll until she gets to where she wants to go. Even if it's like she has to go to the right, she'll roll and then kind of scoot her body, roll again, and until she gets there. So I told Emily, I was like, she might not crawl because she's figured out how to get wherever she wants to go just by doing that. Also, we had a kind of a scary incident the other day with our dog, Luna. The girls were, playing on the floor. Emily's sitting with them. Luna walks over to Blake and kind of licks her, gives her a kiss, and then lays down right next to her. So Emily pulls her phone out. She goes, "Oh, it's such a cute moment," and pulls her phone out. And Blake kind of turns her head to look back at Luna, and Luna turned and almost snipped at her, opened her mouth to like she was gonna bite her kind of thing. So Emily's been insanely mad at Luna.
But you said you were worried about this, right?
Yeah, I was originally when we first brought him home, I was worried that something might happen. But Luna has showed no signs of any type of aggression. She's scared of him. She just runs away and goes and does her own thing 99% of the time. She's starting to get comfortable with him being around a little bit. And now it's like to the point where they're reaching their hands and grabbing, and one of them might touch her. So like we literally have Luna like blocked off on a separate side of the house where like she still has like free reign to do anything. She just can't come in the living room kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we've had like when we get home, Pitch will come and like she
Yeah.
does with you guys. She'll jump and whatever. So she's knocked down Ivy a couple times, but now Ivy is confident enough to like go seek out the dog to play with the dog.
Yeah.
And playing with the dog at this age is like slapping the dog, like kind of like how I play, play a little rough as like he's seeing adults play a little rough with Pitchy. And so Pitch is doing a lot of swinging, and I'm like, I haven't had an incident, but I'm like just terrified to even get.
I get worried about that too. My dog is like the most submissive dog on the whole planet. Like you could literally like Kennedy poked him in the eyeball today, and he like licked her face afterwards. Like he's like the softest dog ever. But my concern is like the opposite, where Kennedy is so comfortable with him that she's like, oh, like every dog is like this,
right?
And they're not, and they're definitely not. So.
Yeah, and it was it was definitely so like I wasn't even home when it happened, right? Like I'm at work, and Emily just sent me the video, and in the video you can like see Luna's face like turn towards Blake.
Like with
and
no context, just a video.
No context.
Oh my god!
She goes, and
it was just a video of it was just three, like three emojis like hospital, running man, dust cloud.
No, there was the video because like when I'm down in St. Augustine, there's like certain spots in the city that like I have like no service whatsoever. So like text
like when you're in pizza time eating your second slice.
It gets really tough. Like those buildings, man, that old concrete just cell service just doesn't get out of concrete. But no, like so. A lot of times she'll text me like while I'm at work or whatever, and I'll like sometimes I'm sitting in a meeting or whatever it may be, but like texts will come through like out of order. So like the video came through first, and then the next text was like, "Hey, everything's okay. Like don't freak out, blah blah blah," and like kind of put the context behind it. But like the video came through like 5 minutes before any of the text came through. Yeah. So I'm like watching the video, and like I said, it's like a 20-second video. So like I'm literally sitting there like I'm like, what's going on? Like I was like, oh, that's cute. Like she's like playing with the dog, and like the dog came over, and like she's just sitting there like perfect, and then just like boom, there it was. I was like, and then you just see the phone like drop, and you just hear everybody in the background yelling.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
when daycare calls, they always give that little like initial panic where they're like, so there was an incident, and you're like. Okay,
but nothing to be alarmed about.
But everything's okay.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh Jesus, can you start with that next time? Sorry, continue.
Yeah, so she didn't bite her, which is good. She didn't like she just kind of like I guess the side of her mouth kind of hit Blake. And if you're gonna hit one of the girls, Blake's probably the one to do it to.
I'd check Luna's teeth.
Yeah.
Blake got a big old dome,
big old noggin, dude. But like that's the one to do it to because like Blake's a lot more tough right now than Riley is. Where like. You look at Riley wrong, she starts crying.
Yeah.
So like, if it was gonna be one of them, it was like Luna snipped at Blake. Blake laughed, and Riley cried. So it was like one of those kind of situations. But yeah, so we've been really a lot like monitoring a lot more like how much Luna's around. Like the only time we really like let Luna around them at all was hey, come clean up the food now that they're eating all the different solids and everything because they throw everything on the floor.
Yeah.
Everything goes on the floor.
Makes sense.
So like we'll let Luna in to clean it up. Well, the other day we let Luna in. Well, she starts eating the food out of their high chairs that they're sitting in while they're still sitting there. And I'm like, okay, we can't do this either because like I don't want her to like just be trying to get a piece of food and bite the kid
accidentally.
Yeah. So like I was like, because Luna doesn't know any better. Like so it's like you can't be mad at the dog when you let her in near the kid that time. Like the first time, yes, 100%. The second time is like, okay, let's just keep them separated, and then like once we get them out of the high chairs and stuff, like just let Luna go do whatever she wants. Yeah. But yeah, that situation was a little bit scary.
Fool me once.
Yeah.
Emily
eat my food again. We're gonna have some issues.
Can't eat my food again.
Emily posted a video the other day. I guess it was Riley at like a doctor's appointment or something like that, doing some playing with the toys and stuff. And so I texted Janie. I was like, oh, like the girls are at like a doctor's appointment or something today. I saw a track post or whatever, and she's like, no, it's just Riley. I was like, no, I watched the video. It's there were two babies
She's in a
there.
mirror.
And she goes, yeah, she's in front of a mirror, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, Riley still has to go from the torticollis thing that she
Yeah.
had. She still goes to physical therapy, so
Yeah,
she's still
that's
got.
right,
The bike race in France.
She's still competing.
Yeah, she's still competing.
But I was like, I texted Janie, I was like,
Speaking of which, you know the Tour de France is like on TV.
It's
right
like it's going on right
now? Yeah,
now.
it's going on like right now.
I was trying to get us. I was trying to
Yeah.
go viral.
yeah,
Oh, there you go.
I told
Nice.
Janie, I think my text was like, man, Blake and Riley, they look a lot more similar than I thought. She's like, that's Riley in a mirror. I'm like, oh, that makes way more
Yeah,
sense.
she's still going to physical therapy. It's
Hold
like
on, sorry
once every other
for
week.
the quick aside. Have you seen the video of the guy that's at like a Buffalo Wild Wings?
Remember how the other day we talked about interrupting each other?
And, yeah, this is good. This is good. This is worth it. This is worth
Buffalo
it. though.
Wild Wings is worth it.
It's like I think it's at a Buffalo Wild Wings, some kind of like sports bar.
Didn't Trey bring up interrupting people?
I said talking over people, which you're doing right now. Just FYI.
I waited till you were
just,
done.
you did it
I
again.
waited till you had a break.
You just did it 3 times in a row. Where there's a drunk guy and he like is trying to go to the bathroom and he walks into a mirror and he's like fighting himself, trying to get past himself, looking at himself in a mirror, and like these bros are like at this table just filming this guy right next to him. I'll pull it up when it's done, but
I guess you had to
that's
be
fine.
there.
no, it's a video. It's a video.
I thought that was going to be funnier. Did you see Joey Chestnut ate 200 boneless wings in less than 38 minutes at Buffalo Wild Wings?
Less than
not.
38 minutos.
Yeah, that's pretty. 200.
Did you see the guy that won the hot dog contest this year?
I didn't even watch it.
He only ate 54, and like nobody's eaten less than like 63 in the last like 15 years.
Yeah, that was Joey Chestnut.
No,
They weren't all Joey Chestnut.
Maybe they went with
Right place.
foot long hot dogs.
Right
this
place,
year.
right time.
They're bigger hot dogs.
Bigger hot dogs.
We should do the one chip challenge on this podcast.
Oh,
I don't think I could
dude.
do it.
All right,
Dude, that would be a good.
Jaime's all in because
I'm
he
in.
likes 1,000 Scoville ramen.
give me 2 days to shit my brains out. I'm good.
Sorry for cussing.
Best
Anyways.
hangover cure. Hot ramen.
Yeah,
hot ramen and a ice bucket challenge.
Spicy,
All right.
spicy ramen.
I'm ready to
is swimming
transition. We got to get back
I'm
on it.
ready to transition.
We said we wanted to keep
Yeah.
this tight.
You said you
and
wanted to keep it tight. We're currently at 46 minutes.
Oh, plenty of time.
So I had a core for this episode. So I core.
Cardinal's
Um,
pissed. Cardinal's so mad right now.
I go.
Motherfuckers took so long to get through the update. Go
I don't
ahead,
give a
sorry.
shit. It's just
Cost me
it's just-
$7 goddamn dollars.
Anyways, so I am finishing my FMLA this week. I can't believe it's been 7 weeks, but it's insane.
Did it feel like vacation?
So
Would
no,
you call it insanity?
Nice.
yeah. So on Monday is going to be the first day that me and Tiff are both at work, and we'll have our neighbor lady that's going to be taking care of Landon. So for the core, I want to talk. You know what time it is? You know what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Put your hands up, because it's time to talk Daycare!
That's right. Yeah. So I just wanted to see what y'all's, emotional states, thoughts were the first week, and just preparation that you guys had for the very first time of your kid not being watched by you or your wife, and just because I trust our neighbor lady that's going to be watching him, but it's just different. It's not you. It's not your wife. She has no genetic predisposition to like take care of this kid. So I just want to know what y'all's thoughts were when you guys first had somebody take care of your kid.
Does she watch other kids? Or is it going to
So
be just Landon?
No. It's just Landon. She has taken care of grandkids in the past. But no, this is just where we have a really good relationship with her, and she's just doing we are paying her, but
Has Landon ever been alone with her for long periods of time?
she has come over and taken care of him, and
Like babysit? You guys do a date night or stuff like that? Or
yeah. Well, he's been alone on a date night, but it's been Tiff's aunt that's come by.
Oh, okay.
But Paul's been around a lot. But less than that, I trust her to take care. I just want to know what y'all's thoughts were when you guys dropped your kids off for the first time with somebody that wasn't you or your wife.
I'll lead it off. Most of the time dropping off at daycare is Janie for us because my work starts before daycare is open. So I've never really dropped Kennedy off, and I didn't drop her off at daycare for the first time until she'd probably been going to daycare for a few months, and I always just did the pickup. And Janie used to say, like, the first couple months was like, oh my gosh, drop off was so hard. It's so hard to give her away. And I was only doing the pickup. Every time I picked her up, she was like super happy, like, oh, Dad's here, blah, blah. I was like, why? Like, she's so happy. Like, I've never seen it. Until one day, it was like a day off of school or whatever, and I took her to daycare that day, and I handed her over, and I was like, oh my God. Man, I trust Donna with everything with Kennedy. And I was like, I just gave my kid to a complete stranger. Like, it was very sad giving her away.
And Kennedy didn't care, right? She's
Kennedy
so
was
young.
fine. Yeah, Kennedy
so
was
young.
fine. She reaches for her. She does everything. It's Kennedy's super comfortable there, which makes me feel good. But at first I was pretty sad. I was like, it just like feels weird. Like it felt sad to like, you're like driving away and like your kids.
I think the feeling is more guilty than it is anything for me. And because they're not the like whenever we first went to daycare, it felt like it was it felt way too soon to go to daycare. But then, and so I don't know what it would have been, 7 months or 8 months, or I don't know what it was. But the minimum age was months earlier too.
Yeah.
So they had kids that were like much younger than Ivy in that class. And I was like, that just feels crazy. So I think it was like guilty because Ivy didn't care. Like he doesn't know. When they start to realize that you're like leaving them and that you're going away, then they cry. They're done crying in 5 minutes, but while you're dropping them off, they're crying because they know, and it's like that emotional thing. That's kind of hard for me. Like I don't like that feeling, but early on it was just so tough to be taking care of the kids and trying to do stuff and then work and like all this stuff combined, that it was more so just like I kind of felt guilty that I could go actually get stuff done and that my kid was going to be taken care of somewhere else. Like there was like a guilty feeling, less than I was like nervous or upset or like regretted the decision. It wasn't really that. But also Megan was doing a lot of the drop-offs early, so I didn't maybe have that same connection like you're saying.
Yeah. I will say though, that feeling goes away very quickly. Now for you it will be different because I would assume like days you have off work, she's not gonna watch him.
Well, I work 5 days a week, but I'm the one that's gonna be getting home. So luckily she is our neighbor, so she's gonna be coming to the house and taking care of him in our house and just doing all things. But like, you know, she's a Catholic lady. She goes to mass and stuff like. So whenever Mondays and Fridays that she has to watch him, like she's taking him to church. Like which I have no problem with at all. And it'll be nice, like getting him. That'll be like, it's kind of like having his first experience with being in an open environment before daycare. So, like, let's say he gets exposed, something gets a little bit sick or something like that. Like, it's just extra immunity before he gets to daycare. But still at the same time, it's like, there's that, not that I don't trust her or anything like that, but it's like that first time that you're trusting other people to take care. It's like, damn, it's like me and Tiff aren't going to be there and he's going to be out in public. You know, I'm trusting some lady to make sure that he's safe.
That would freak me out more because like the controlled environment thing is what you're talking about, right? Like when somebody comes into your house and watches your kid, it's like I've already set up the environment. I'm very familiar with the environment. Then you go to daycare and you're like, I don't know, but you tour them and you go in the room and you look at all their policies, you look at all their stuff, and you've kind of vetted the environment of daycare. Yeah. But then if somebody's going to like a church, you're like, I don't know the church. I've never been there. I'm sure it's fine. It's not like it's a razor blade factory. It's a church, right? But it still is like a lack of vetting that would make me uneasy.
I think the drive, like what would make me uneasy is like the driving him. Like anything can happen in a car, right?
Well, yesterday I went over to her house and I put the car seat in the back of her car and everything. So everything's all set to go. She knows all the things, and the church that she goes to is outside. It's the Assumption right outside of her neighborhood.
Oh, you
So-
walk there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's not like she's going crazy places. And when he turns a year, he's going to be going to Assumption for daycare.
And you've already toured the place.
And I've toured the place.
The ECLC.
Yeah. So it's nothing's crazy. It's just that feeling of we were both home for 2 weeks. Tiff was home for 3 months, and then she went to work. I was home for 7 weeks, and now it's like pure. It's just weird.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know. I just wanted to get y'all's feelings. Like I don't know. You were a little bit different because you had parents watching and still
like,
do.
Yeah, Emily's parents still are like our built-in daycare right now.
Is it still weird though? Like,
I mean, not for me because, again, they're in a controlled environment, and most of the time Emily works from home anyway. So it's like for me, it's not weird at all because I also only had a week off of work, and I was in the hospital that entire week with Emily. So like we had the kids the second we got there, and I was in the hospital the rest of that week. So it was like for me, I pretty much the second I got out of the hospital, I had to go back to work. So
you're transitioning to like daycare at some point?
We're going to. We haven't done it yet just because of the financial aspect. Because daycares are fucking expensive.
Yep,
Yeah,
1,000%.
throwing a second
Yeah,
one.
and throwing a second one.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but at the debate, that was one of the questions, right? Was childcare, and
Did they catch the
neither
fish?
of the old senile men decided to talk about it at
that was
all.
when the handicaps came up.
and talk about anything.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it when we looked into it, like if it was one kid, like we'd figure it out with daycare and whatever. With two of them, it's like financially we wouldn't be able to like it would be very, very tough to afford it. Like we were looking just at part-time, so doing like Mondays and Fridays at daycare, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Emily's parents like helping out watch them, and even that was, I want to say it was like $30,000 a year.
The
for two
cost
kids.
for
God.
two, the cost for two is just straight up double, right? They're not giving you a break on daycare.
You get, it's like a 10% break, so it's like really
So
no
really
break at all.
nothing.
Yeah.
So then it's like you might as well pay somebody to come
So-
sit in your house.
yeah,
We looked at it. It's a lot more expensive if you're under a year, which is why we got to this point where he's almost 5 months, and then Paul is going to watch him till he gets to a year.
we're waiting to 2. 'Cause
But
then there's another price drop.
yeah,
Nice.
Oh, at 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
We've already looked into that.
But we looked at a bunch of places. We went to the west side, north side, near us. Like it doesn't really matter where you go. And Tiff works 12s, so Paul's gonna be watching him for 3 days a week. But like it's a rotating schedule. So if you're doing a part-time schedule at a daycare, you can't do rotating schedule. It's
Yeah.
either Tuesday,
pick your
Thursday,
days.
or Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
So either way, it was going to be full time. So full time, it doesn't matter where you go. It's going to be between $1,000 and $1,400 a month, and it's just I don't.
Yeah.
It's
We're $400 a week full time, and we use it.
Mhm.
Like we're if we're both off, we're gonna use it for half
Oh,
a
yeah.
day or
for sure.
Yeah, and
three
like
quarters of it. You
Oh,
just
I
get, you're
use
just
it.
like
yeah,
use
for
it.
sure. And like that was the thing we were talking about was like it is so hard for us to like get things done, right? Because like it's not a business. So like if Emily's parents get sick, we ain't got nobody to watch our kids.
Yeah.
Like we can't just drop them off at day. You
That's
know what I mean? So like even though the kids aren't sick and we're not sick, well now I have to end up taking off of work.
Yeah.
Even though you know what I mean, like because if they get sick, like that's what stinks about like relying on them for everything is like if they get sick or like they have something come up or like they have a doctor's appointment, it's like
Yeah,
now we're kind
But
of
what does daycare do? They're closed at noon on the Wednesday before 4th of July. They're closed 4th of July. They're closed the Friday after 4th of July.
Right.
and you're still paying for it.
And it's like you don't get
Yeah.
a break. You don't get a break
So
there.
that-
And
yeah.
So the same thing happens with daycare. You just don't have.
Yeah,
It's
but-
not
but
as
those-
it's not as random.
Exactly.
You can
like
plan
you know
for it.
those days are coming up,
Yeah.
so like you can plan for that. Like I could literally get a call tomorrow morning
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, we don't feel good, and you know we don't want to be around everybody and get the kids sick." I would have to take off of work or figure something. Like we'd have
Yeah.
to figure something
which is
out on the
crazy
fly.
because like luckily for Robo, he's in like a sales position where he's kind of got a little bit of flexibility. Like I do anesthesia. Like they
Yeah.
build the surgery schedule around anesthesia, because if you don't have anesthesia, you don't have surgery. So, and then Tiff is pharmacist. There's only one pharmacist in the pharmacy. So if the pharmacist isn't there, they don't have a pharmacy.
Yeah, tough to work from home for those two
Yeah.
jobs.
So it's like neither of us can just leave
Right.
or just say, hey, like, now there's some people that, but personally, I'm not calling out of work. I know what happens at the hospital when someone calls out. Like, I physically can't bring myself to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, luckily we have some parents and stuff around, and I can't shut my mouth. So I have made a lot of friends in our neighborhood. Blessing,
Probably a lot of enemies too.
blessing and a curse, of course.
Equal amount.
But
Yeah.
so
50-50.
we've got options if it comes down to where it's like, hey, your kid is sick. You have to be here in the next 2 hours to pick him up, like because he's just gonna be sitting in this office, like he's not.
Yeah.
So we have options, but it's like I can't just get a call or he just gets sick at 1:00 in the morning and not show up to work. It's like all of a sudden I'm calling people like, hey, what the fuck are we gonna do?
That's why they say it takes a village. I mean, like that's kind of the thought behind it. That's why, like, and imagine if we all are married. Imagine for single parents.
Yeah, dude.
How ridiculously ridiculous it is that are just single parents, just in a place like they don't have family in their life, or they're living in a place where there's nobody around. That it's like, could you imagine?
No,
not having friends or family nearby to rely on, being a single parent on a single parent income, trying to deal with this exact situation of childcare. It is impossible.
Yeah.
There's no way to win.
And it's like Cardwell said, like, I'm kind of fortunate with my job where, like, and not just necessarily my job, but also, like, my boss and, like, the people that I develop relationships with, like, a lot of my customers and stuff, where, like, if something does happen, I make a couple of phone calls like, hey, man, like, my kid's sick, blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, yeah, no worries. Like, we'll reschedule it for next week or whatever. And so, like, I'm kind of fortunate in that regard. When it comes to, like, imagining a single parent doing it, like, I've told Emily that 1,000 times that, like, we could not figure this out, especially with two of them.
Yeah.
Without her parents.
Well, you have the closest experience of anybody to being a single parent because you have the twins.
Not
So,
really.
like, it's not even close. It's not. Don't at me. It's not the same. But I'm just saying you're the closest because you're one-on-one, one-on-one. You're a man-to-man defense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if that's how. Yeah, like if that's
can't double cover.
Yeah.
But I think of single parent as like
I think the only thing that I have in relation to a single parent, right, is like the fact of just like not getting a break. Like you can't just pass the kid off and say, "Hey, man, I need to go take like a 5-minute nap."
But even even just a single parent income.
Yeah,
like you cut your income in half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You cut your time in half. If you have a rolled ankle, there's nobody else.
Yeah, there's nobody
it's
else.
Like
and that's the biggest thing.
You can't even. You can't do. I mean, it's like you got you're screwed.
I'll tell you this: July 20th weekend, I'm about to gain hella points because I am going to be single parenting it for an entire day.
Really?
Wow, one day.
I told Em. I said,
what do you get for one day of
she was
single
like,
parenting twins in points wise?
Next time I want to golf.
Ooh,
don't
that's
tell
a
me
golf
no.
amount of
A round
points?
of golf? Well, that's pretty
Wow.
good.
One golf.
That's a few rounds of golf. As in, I figured it out for an entire weekend
A few rounds.
or for a day. You can figure it out for 4 hours.
Labor Day.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
yeah.
Labor Day weekend, 4 days. I only have one kid, but she's going to a bachelorette party.
Is one day of twins 4 days of single parent or no?
I don't know because I've never had just one kid.
4 days.
So
is
I
a
don't
long
know.
time.
Yeah.
You're not doing bedtime. Are you doing bedtime?
Yes.
I got to do one bedtime routine. You got to do 4 bedtimes.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
One bedtime
All
with
by
two
myself.
of them.
In October,
Screaming.
It's tough. It's tough.
in October,
tough.
daycare's closed for a week. Janie's gonna take the baby up to North Carolina. I'll be single. I'll be single, dude.
Single dude in it.
So,
Dude, in it. I'm single dude in it for, I don't know, 2.5 weeks.
Boys weekend. It's on my
2.5
calendar.
weeks. That's gonna be tough.
That's
But yeah,
I'm the closer it gets, the more I'm like really regretting my decision to not go.
Yeah.
One, because work has been like a bear recently, But it's like that's a long
Dude,
time.
I feel you there. Janie never goes anywhere. And she has enough points to go anywhere. But she never goes anywhere. She's like homebody, wants to stay home also. Janie went on her bachelorette party and she was gone for a weekend, and somehow it just worked out that like you guys were all busy, Mac was busy, my parents were out of town, Tumblr Genie was gone. Like everybody that I like hang out with was gone. And so I went fucking crazy. I was at my house. I was going.
Wait, when she went on her
She went on her bachelorette
Oh, that's
party.
pre-kid, before the kid.
This was before the kid.
I was trying to think like, who's watching the kid?
No. This was before the kid.
I went crazy.
And I was sitting in my house like she was on her bachelorette party, so we weren't texting.
Right.
I wasn't calling her. We weren't like I was like I talk a lot. You guys listen to this podcast. I talk a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody was busy. I didn't talk.
You know what I want? You know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna just Twitch stream every day for like 8 hours a day. Well, other than work, I guess I'll have to work a little bit. Right?
I was sitting at home like just like going crazy, like not like had nobody to talk to. Like I ended up having like conversations with the dog. Like I was going like mentally insane. I think.
Yeah.
Well, Stockholm syndrome going
for like
on
having nobody to talk to for 3 days.
And then you like feel it's like weirder to go out in public, like when Megan and Ivy are home, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go run to Publix, come back. It's not weird, right? It's like you go run to Publix, come back. For whatever reason, I feel weird going out to like Publix like by myself. I don't know why.
Yeah,
and you just kind of like stroll around the aisles.
I'm like,
it was weird.
You know what I mean? Like it's like a weird mental thing.
Yeah.
But when Megan and Ivy are at home, and I'm just going to like get something and come back, I'm like on a mission, right? It's like I'm on a time thing. I got to do a thing. I got to get back. I got things I got to do. I'm not thinking about.
You go by yourself. You're there for like 45 minutes.
Right. But like if nobody's waiting on me to do something, and it's like I'm walking aimlessly, like just putting more and more stuff in my cart. It's like when you go to Publix, you see a cart that's full of stuff and it's abandoned. You're like, who did that?
It's just a lonely person.
That's a father whose kid and wife are out of town. That's who did that.
I just need to kill some time.
They're like, I don't remember why I'm
like
here.
goes and watches the chicken tenders fry.
Well, I'm watching the rotisserie go like
rotisserie
spinning.
Yeah, watching the guy make the sushi at the
just
yeah.
chatting him up. Is that what you got there? Is that salmon? Is that egg yolk? Is that egg yolks with salmon?
Dude, you're killing
Yolks
it.
with salmon.
Egg yolks with salmon. You're killing it, man.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I'm super excited to try this solo dad thing because like I haven't been with the girls, me or Emily hasn't been like by ourselves with them for like longer than like 5 hours, like 4 or 5 hours. So Emily was like, can I go? Like we were talking about it. I'm like, yeah, just go. Like I'll figure it out. And she's like, you're not like worried about it? I'm like, no, I'll figure it out. Like eventually I'm going to have to figure out how to be alone with my kids.
As soon as you said,
like
as the second that you said, yeah, just go, the clock should have like ticked in her head like, oh, he wants to golf.
I better read the fine print.
No, I mean, I
Janie does
told her,
that shit to me.
I flat out told her, I said, just next time I ask to go golf, like, don't even think about telling me no.
But the funny thing you said there is like, I got to be alone with my kids. You have to. It feels weird. I did not like being alone with Ivy outside of the house, controlled environment, right? Mm-hmm. So when I was on paternity leave, I really wasn't comfortable like going to a lot of places.
What about you said that when I came over to your house for that pool party, and I'd solo dadded here, which I consider a controlled environment, but at the same time it was hard. He had a little bit of a meltdown when I tried to put I picked the swimmy diaper that was a little bit too small, and he was not a big fan. And I had, what was there, like 6-7 people here, and he was losing his mind, and I felt like the biggest piece of shit because my kid was losing it.
It's a little panicky. It's just panicky. It's panicky, and you got to get used to that, right? So like, commend you for doing it because I wouldn't have done it if I was in your shoes. I would have just said like, no, there's more there'll be future pool parties. I'll just deal with it later. But commend you for doing it. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Now it's like if I had to take Ivy and go wherever, I'm totally fine. Not a problem. But you have to expose yourself to just being by yourself and like dealing with it,
figuring it out yourself.
And just you got to figure it out. And every kid's different. Every situation's different. Every one. If it's one day of sitting at the house, that's different than one day of going to the zoo. If it's one, you know what I mean? Like there's also difference.
Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out is like, do I want to try and like be by myself and also like
I say do it.
try to do something
Try to do
too.
something.
Like
Just do
just like
I'm telling you,
just
like,
like whatever happens. It is
Yeah.
what it is. Like if they cry, they're babies. That's what they do. Like
Just go. I'm purely doing this not for enjoyment at all. I'm doing this as a anthropological study on how to be a single twin parent dad,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna figure it
Like
out.
I'm telling you, like I did not enjoy myself when I came over that one time.
Yeah.
But
you're just like
I-
internally
yeah.
like freaking out the whole time.
Oh, he was.
no,
It's
I
tough.
just
It's tough.
I just
Yeah.
didn't get in the pool. I didn't do anything. Like I was taking care of him the entire time. But I feel a lot better now that it's happened because I've experienced it. I know that I can get my kid out of the house, pack a diaper bag,
Yeah.
get him in the car, get him over here, get him out, make sure I have all the stuff, have him through a time frame here in an,
Hold on. Calm
yeah,
down.
I don't
Calm
know.
down.
I'm having a stroke.
Jesus.
It's already
Um,
he's freaking out just talking about it.
Calm
I
down.
have some
God,
PTSD going on.
Was it that stressful?
It was.
Here, through here, do here, there, here to there.
Beep boop. Anyways, I just got a little hot
God.
there. So I got him down for a nap. I brought the nan at the camera. I was taking like it feels good, and I did it because I wanted to get him out of the house and like get him an experience, and it feels good afterwards. Like, yeah, that kind of sucked, but I got through
The
it.
other thing about it that was good is he was around people where like I think he asked Megan for a second, like, "Hey, can you just help me out for a quick second?" Right?
Yeah.
I think it was your
Oh
kid.
yeah, I wouldn't like. I
So-
would not have ever gone like if you can pull off the zoo by yourself.
That's tough. Because
I'll go
if
with
they do
you.
have a meltdown, you need
I'm
like
I'm also 40 minutes from my house.
It's also
40 minutes.
2-on-1.
Yeah.
You need like a stranger to like help you out if it's like truly
Yeah.
shit is hitting the fan. You're like, because if you got to change a diaper, you got to bring them both into the changing a diaper in a public restroom when it's hot is not fun.
They have family bathrooms.
Doing it with two of them is probably much less fun, unless the one just sits there and doesn't make any noise. But like, I just know like every time I gotta like change Ivy's diaper in a public restroom, it's just not easy. Cause I'm a big dude, so like maneuvering in a stall just by myself is not easy sometimes.
Yeah.
But then you add
I mean,
a kid in there.
it wasn't easy to do it in your bathroom, which is bigger than a public restroom
It's
stall.
like it's tough. Yeah,
I think
it's
the
tough.
worst. I'm not even worried about that. The worst part would be if you had to go to the bathroom.
Right, that
Yeah.
too. That too.
or if I had a meltdown.
Like,
Yeah.
what- I mean, I guess,
Well, but that's real. Like, if imagine just hypothetically, you go to the zoo and you're like, "We're just gonna go to the zoo. I'm gonna hang out," and you go swing by and get a meat on a stick. I don't know,
Yeah.
some questionable food item. You get a little tummy ache. You're like, "Uh-oh."
I
What
can
am I
tell you,
gonna
I can 100% guarantee you that if I do go somewhere, I ain't trying no food. Okay,
Wait,
bro, the
you're not
pop-
gonna eat any food?
Time out.
I ain't eating no food if I go.
You're not
just me.
eating any food?
No,
Time out.
I might not eat for that entire like 24 hours until Emily gets back, just solely based on the fact that like
Bull.
I don't wanna take shit.
You ain't gonna eat.
But yeah, like,
Bruh.
but if you did get a stomach bug while you were out and just happened, like, just
Yeah.
randomly, that's like terrifying to me.
yeah. So I'm
Take
like
the stroller
nervous, but
in the stall.
Yeah, definitely.
Take the stroller in. Don't make the mistake I made of, I'm going to park the stroller. I'll carry her in. She'll sit on my lap while I'm taking a shit.
What?
Sorry for
I
cussing.
didn't know. I didn't know that you could take, like, it was like, I couldn't find a family bathroom because that's what I was looking for. And I didn't find one. There's no family bathroom at the entrance of the zoo. There's only one in the back. So then I was like, well, shit, I have to take her in the men's room. So then I panicked because I was like, I got to take her
put
to a
her
stall.
on your lap while you were
Time
taking
out. I panicked because I was like, I got to take her into a stall. I'll park the stroller and like walk in.
But what was why? Did you think like strollers weren't allowed? Like, what was your thought?
I didn't know. And then I guess the other
You
thing
didn't know
too,
what?
I didn't know I could roll a stroller into the bathroom. And I thought too was like, this is an expensive stroller. Bathrooms are gross. Like I think that might have been the other thought too. You know what I mean? Like in the episode of The League where they have the little poop lockers outside the bathroom. That's kind of what I was thinking. But I think the other thing too is like, there's only one handicap stall in the bathrooms, and so like, you don't know if you're gonna get the handicap stall when you go in.
See,
Wait.
see, you know,
No, I was gonna shit my pants.
see, you know why I would never do this type of outing because the first thing I thought in my head was I would have rolled the stroller in and then I would have gone into one of the solo stalls and then just driven it directly in and just left the door open.
Some guy
I was been like, hey guys, I got a kid. I don't know what you want.
Taking your pants off while holding your child is easy.
Did I ever tell you?
Putting your pants back on is very difficult.
Robo was there with me, so he probably remember. I think, Jaime, you might have been there too, but you definitely weren't. We went to a Dolphins game. We got the all-you-can-eat seats on the field.
This was the 1 in 15 season.
No, this was
I was talking about.
We were just talking about this, yeah.
So we got it was Dolphins Jags were on the in the temporary bleachers on the sideline.
Yeah,
that was the tickets we had. So it was like all you can eat. So like as soon as we got in there, we like ate like a ton of food.
It was us three and Nick Carmaris.
And then when like halftime came around, I had to go use the little boys' room, and so I go up to like the suite lounge place, so like a nicer bathroom area. I walk in and it's like before halftime kind of starts. So it's like I kind of beat the crowd. I go use the handicap stall.
No. There's a really funny YouTube video about this too. I'll pull it up when we're done. It's hilarious.
As soon as I sat down, like you know how like
you can see under the stall.
You see the
wheels rolling by, pacing back and forth.
Depending on timing, like if it's towards the end of the session, it's like you can kind of like wrap it up and like pretend like you were just taking a piss, right? You can kind of like be, I was in and out. This was the opening kickoff of this round.
Cheeks hit the seats.
I mean, it's
porcelain.
The toilet seat was still cold. You know, it's like I was right just down in wheelchair, see the wheels, knock, bang, bang, bang. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do. I can't. And it's like, and at this point, you know,
I can see Trey sitting there like lifting a leg to make it look like he has one leg. He's just like sitting.
See, here's the messed up part. Here's the messed up part. In my head, if I've never had this happen, in my head, I would not be able to handle that. So when I'm finishing taking a shit in that situation,
give the guy $50.
No, I'm army crawling out of the bathroom and just being like, I left my wheelchair outside. I don't know.
What's funny is, so like you might look at me on YouTube now and be like, well, you kind of look like you're disabled a little bit, right? But at the time I was like 24 years old and still like in shape. Like I was actually looked like a strapping young man. And it's like I walk out and it's like just a middle-aged dude in a wheelchair gives me the absolute death stare. And it's like, don't you know that this is not for you?
Why don't they make every bathroom stall handicap size?
That's what I think the women's bathroom, that's what it is. They're all the same size.
Because it's like you got this like nice bathroom that's like the size of this room that we're sitting in, and then every other one's like an airplane bathroom.
Well,
It's
every men's bathroom is like built the same way, right? It's like a couple of urinals.
A trough.
It's like
a bunch of toilets.
It's always like an odd number.
I hate the
It's always like an odd number of urinals.
Yeah.
So like you can't even space out appropriately.
It's like
it's terrible. There's one glorious handicap stall and then two regular stalls, maybe one, but usually two, and one of them is full of toilet paper and poop. And you could never like, and you're either you're going in there knowing you're not gonna flush when you're done, which is just a terrible experience. That's every men's bathroom. So you're forced to use the handicap stall more than you should be.
You know what? Women will never. We talked about people that don't know about balls. We call them women. Last episode, but
no, people that don't have balls.
People that don't have balls.
People that don't know about balls.
I listened to the last episode. You said the other thing.
I think you said no. I'm pretty sure you said no about balls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Women will never understand urinal etiquette.
That's true. Yeah. Like if you have 3 urinals and somebody's at the far left one, everybody knows.
Go to the far right.
You go to the far right.
Go to the far right.
If there's 5, it gets real sticky.
It gets sticky, but it's obvious. I mean, every man, if you present a situation, it's known.
You don't even have to learn it. It's just I think it's like ingrained in us. Like you just automatically know it. Like let's say there's 5. Someone's in the you go to the first one first, and then you go to the last one.
When we went to the Jags Dolphins preseason game this year, and we ended up in like the club seat area or whatever.
Wasn't that the 3 of us?
It was just 3 of us.
It was.
Yeah, we met. Who's dad?
Zay Jones.
Zay
dad.
Jones'
Jones'
dad.
dad.
Yeah.
I was there too.
You were sitting on the
you
other
were there.
side.
You were on the other side.
And then I snuck into the other club with you.
Yeah.
I went to both sides of the stadium and the clubs.
We didn't even have club seats. Like,
I know.
But I went to the bathroom.
We also met Zay Jones's wife, and then that did not end up well.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, she hated Cardwell.
Huh?
What?
She didn't like you.
Yeah. Also, she doesn't
Well,
like Zay Jones
yeah.
anymore.
Also, they had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had a domestic dispute.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The dad had a Super Bowl ring. I didn't know that.
Yeah, with the
And
Dolphins.
who,
with
did
the
he, and who did he
Dolphins.
FaceTime? He FaceTime your favorite player.
Zach Thomas.
Zach
While we were
Thomas.
there, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What a wild day that was.
So, anyways, I went to the bathroom, and obviously it's club seats, like the urinals are laid out. I walk in. The only person that's in there taking a piss is one of the VPs at my company.
Oh, nice.
And I see him, and I go to the urinal right next to him. There's 12 urinals. I went to the one right next to him, and I'm staring at the wall, and I just go, dude, that's a great watch you got on. And he turned so quick, like about to punch me. It was like not even funny. And then realized it was just me wasted. And he goes, of course.
One of
Makes sense.
the things that COVID ruined was when you're in the office walking, like from your in between meetings, you're like talking or whatever, and then like you go into the bathroom, and that like, how do you continue your worky conversation throughout like using the bathroom, and so it's like usually you'd think you go walk in the bathroom and you just stop talking. Some people want to talk through the whole time. Mm-hmm. You're like, well, you'll go to that urinal, I'll go to this urinal, we'll just keep talking. This is weird. Like, why can we just wait 5 minutes? But it's like you got to play that little game. That's one of the things that has been lost now with the work from home.
Yeah.
I don't have to talk to anybody when I go use the bathroom at home.
Great.
You still do, though.
It's kind of
Yeah,
lonely.
Talk to my dog.
Make a couple phone calls.
It gets lonely.
Okay, we've wouldn't be an episode of the Bad Dadvice podcast if we
Without
didn't talk
a
about
tangent.
if we didn't talk about piss and shit at the end. So, how are we feeling?
We definitely didn't button this up.
we didn't
like
keep
we
it
talked
tight,
about.
that's for sure.
We all owe Cardwell $2.
Yeah. You want to talk about our sponsor codes?
I'll let you do it.
Well, just do it.
Okay, this episode, of course, is brought to you by the good folks over at the Bierstick Company. That Bierstick Company, if you would like to get your own beer stick or beer bro or any Bierstick branded merchandise and or product, you can use promo code DADVICE at checkout for 20% off. That's DADVICE at checkout for 20% off your Bierstick order.
All right. Not our merch store.
Yeah, well, that's next. So I was going to tell them about our merch store.
Remember, this is one take.
Yeah, you can check out all of our social media pages, and we have links to our merch store. You can get some Blanky Boys merch. You can get some M&M's casserole. I almost said salad. Definitely not salad.
Get your M&M salad recipe. Yeah. M&M's
We
in a bowl.
That's when you have to pick out all the other colors except the green ones. The same recipe, but only green M&Ms. M&M salad.
That's
I'll
awesome.
do that next year.
That's great. That's actually really good. We also got little baby onesies. My kid has one. He wears it all the time. He doesn't anymore because he's too big. Anyways,
God.
this has been a great
Wears it all the
episode.
time, but not anymore.
Press the button.
Children
Press
grow.
the button. Hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you next week. Hopefully, it's not as much of a shit show.
Sorry for cussing.